All right, right on, folks. How's it going? All right, so I'm in the shop. I'm working on a project. I'm rebuilding this all brick chuck, and I go to reach for my strap wrench, and when I pull it out, I realize that last time I used this thing, I broke it, I tore it. You know, this thing is getting old. What is this? This is a Grip It Corp strap wrench, Coatesville, PA. It's been a good tool, but yeah, this has gotten brittle. It broke. So, to the drawing board here, you know, we can rebuild them stronger, better, faster. So, dug through some of the strap that I got. I actually got some rubber here. I'm gonna recreate a new strap. I got the Conso 206 RB, the nice heavy duty sewing machine. So we're gonna cut out a new strap here, sew it up, and see if we can get a grip on something. All right, here is our subject that needs some service here today, the Grip It Corp. And you can see this strap on here. It's just glued together. It's just starting to pull apart. It's not even stitched together there. It does kind of have this nice surface on there that's supposed to give you some good grip. I don't quite have something like that to replace it with, but what I do have is I got some of this strap here. And even though this strap is wide, and this strap here is 1 inch wide, I'm gonna cut this strap down to 1 inch wide. And then I think I'm gonna glue some of this rubber to the strap, and this will be our new grippy surface. All right, I got the Grip It gripped up in the vise here, and it has this little retaining clip that's holding our strap in. Let's see if we can all right, let's pop this little guy right off. All right, then off with our old crispy strap here, snap, crackle, pop. You know, all right, this thing's all dry rot. All right, when looking through my strap, I did have some of this 1 inch, but this stuff isn't very thick, and I think it might have a little spring to it. So I found this stuff, which is much thicker, but it's wider. So I got to trim it down to this 1 inch. And if I put the calipers on, it looks like the 1 inch lands right on this red line. So I am gonna cut a new strap right out of this. I'm just gonna make it the same size. And I got the old Buck Rogers Weller gun here set up with my hot knife. So let's see, let's get a nice length on this, and then we'll just cut right here. And this should cut just like hot butter. And as this cuts, the nice thing about it is it seals the ends because it's melting through this stuff. All right, let's see if we can get a nice cut out of this. And there, see it, when you start out, it's nice and hot. Sometimes when you start touching down into the aluminum underneath, that starts acting like a heat sink, and it pulls the heat out of the tip, and then it stops cutting, and you gotta wait a little bit. All right, the old Buck Rogers ray gun did the job here, and you can see, if you look closely at the edge, you see it melted all those threads together. And I'm just gonna fold this strap over, and then here's our little deal that this has to loop around. So I think the process here is I'm gonna stitch a box and then stitch some zigzags through it. We'll do a couple reverse stitches, right? And then we'll pivot right here, and we'll work our way right down this line. All right, now I'm gonna pivot, and I'm gonna start doing these zigzag stitches. And every once in a while, do a little backup, little lock stitch, just to Give a little added strength. I've got some of this rubber sheet material, and this stuff is coming in right at an 1/8 inch thick. So here I just want to cut a strip, a 1-inch strip, so I can glue to this guy. Yeah, right about there. That looks good. All right, strike that, reverse it. This piece that I just cut is good, but actually now I think I want a longer piece, because after I put this on here, if this just stops right here at the end, I'll show you a little closer. I want this strap, when I do feed it through, I want these two pieces of rubber kind of binding here together. So I want a piece that actually goes like this and wraps around the whole thing like this. So I'm gonna cut a longer piece. I'll glue it up. And now this will come around and fold over that edge just like that. All right, I'm gonna go get the barge cement. And also this stitched part where it comes around and overlaps on this side, I like that that is on the inside of this. And when you pinch against something, it's going to pinch against this. I think if it was the other way around, potentially could be a little bit weaker. All right, the old barge cement, you know, the old shoemakers, leather workers always using this. All right, so I'm going to paint this on. That's why I got the cardboard here. I'll paint a coat of this on here and a coat on the rubber, and glue this on like a Vibram sole. One time I did this with a propane torch. I was trying to speed it up. I lit the whole thing on fire. But I wonder if I could get a row of stitching on the console. It might go through that rubber. Boy, that would be nice to just have a little... What do you think? Will it sew? Right, it's like those hydraulic press YouTube channels. Look at that. It is stitching. It's getting right in there. This is awesome. But who knows when we get up to the thick part, if we'll be able to walk over, you know, we got doubled up here and doubled up rubber. It gets pretty thick quick. Let's see what happens. I'm going to increase the stitch length as much as it will go. All right. I don't know, that might be all she wrote. All right, I didn't get all the way up into here because that's a little bit too thick. All right, that's as much as it wants to go. It doesn't want to go into those thicker layers. Okay, since I couldn't get the console to stitch over this big thick part, I got the old needles out here and the wax thread, some heavy thread here to do the stitching. And so I'm going to do kind of a wrapped saddle stitch where we go over the edge. So, okay, and off camera, I did punch some holes through the rubber and the strap with an awl. This is a method where you use 2 needles, get these equal distance, and then I'll come in from the back side. I just got 5 holes. All right, so there's one that way. And we're gonna do another wrap this way. This is a nice way to start. You get a nice lock here in the beginning. Pull that tight. Then I'll take this one, come in from the back. All right, if we don't get tangled up, just like that. Now we'll take this one from the back side, we'll cross over to the front, go through this guy. And see that? You got like a nice cross stitch going on. That's nice and strong. All right, here's a closer look at that cross stitching we got. So it's wrapped around the edge. And then here's where we did with the con. So not the straightest lines on the farm there, but that will do though. That I'm sure that is nice and strong. So now it's time to slide it. All right, let's put this guy back together. We'll slide this right down like that. And drop this guy on. Just gotta spread this. Oh, maybe this is the best way. Just put that over the top. Yeah. Well, that was easy enough. All right, let's grip up on this piece of PVC here, piece of solid stock. That is pretty nice. And right, see how this just passes right through here now. And we'll get that on there nice and tight. Oh yeah. Oh, see? That is deluxe. That rubber is nice and grippy. Even on this slippery piece of PVC, see, that's grabbing nice and tight. And more importantly for me, it's non-marring. Here, I got this all brick chuck. That's the next project on the docket, is I got to take this apart, take this hood off. So I'm going to use this to remove the hood. This unscrews, get in the inside. I'm going to do a little repair, a little tune-up on the all brick chuck. That video is coming up soon. All right, how'd you like that? That will get the lid off the old pickle jar there. All right, out with the old, in with the new. Well, kind of a new combination. I think it's pretty cool to restore an old tool like this, keep it in service, keep it going. I don't even know if they still make this wrench here. Grip It Corp, Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Maybe you guys know out there if they're still in business, but I'm sure you can't go find something like this at the Home Depot, some Husky brand. You use it once and you snap it. All right, there you go. Strap wrench. Next up on the docket is to take this all brick truck apart. That's going to be a cool video. You're going to want to check that out. That's coming up soon. All right, hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you all soon. Right on.